chest, the blood boils inside of me. Looking at the walls around me, closing in, I think, what's it gonna be? Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns. Everything burns. Bones are shaking out my skin, I got tingling in my hands. Moving like a lightning strike, I'm on tonight, so just catch me if you can. Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns. Whole house packed, not here to make friends. Do or die moment, I love it this tense. Who am I taking out, thinking you're next? You're next. Everything burns. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns. Everything burns. Heart is pounding out my chest, the blood boils inside of me. Looking at the walls around me, closing in, I think, what's it gonna be? Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns. Everything burns. Bones are shaking out my skin, I got tingling in my hands. Moving like a lightning strike, I'm on tonight, so just catch me if you can. Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns. Whole house packed, not here to make friends. Do or die moment, I love it this tense. Who am I taking out, thinking you're next? You're next. Everything burns. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. Everything burns. Light it up, let's go. Light it up, let's go. I'm on fire, burning choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Only one option, light it up. Heart is pounding out my chest, the blood boils inside of me. Looking at the walls around me, closing in, I think, what's it gonna be? Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns! Light it up, let's go! Light it up, let's go! Everything burns! Light it up, let's go! Light it up, let's go! I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns! Everything burns! Bones are shaking out my skin, I got tingling in my hands. Moving like a lightning strike, I'm on tonight, so just catch me if you can. Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option, light it up. Everything burns! Light it up, let's go! Light it up, let's go! Everything burns! Light it up, let's go! Light it up, let's go! I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Everything burns! Whole house packed, not here to make friends. Do or die moment, I love it this tense. Who am I taking out thinking you're next? You're next. Everything burns! Everything
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite host of the East Coast, DonGamer21 on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, baby. Here we go. Let's have a good one. It is 3:45 a.m. here in the East Coast. It is March. Wait. We're March. Yeah, we're March. It is March 20th, 2026. Let's have a good one. Broadcasting straight from Primal Ultras on the North American Data Center. Primal Ultras. Here we go. Let's go. Doing the Bees Knees Dance. This random player, which I don't know who the heck it is, but whatever. You know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Just grooving, we're vibing, we're having a good time. Let's have a good time. My coffee. It's early in the morning. Okay, so as you saw my update earlier, these morning streams are being very minimum. I'm keeping it down, my energy levels in the morning. But I will be doing afternoon streams from now on, 2:30 Eastern time. That's gonna be my streams times. Just for those of you that still watch or anyone new coming in, you know, you'll be seeing me stream at those new times, 2:30 in the afternoon. I'll do occasional off-schedule streams once in a while, but it won't be like consistent. It'll be 4 times a week streaming at 2:30 Eastern time throughout the week. Saturday and Sundays will be missing most of my day off, although I might stream on those days if I feel like it. Monday also being, I think, what was it? Yeah, check out my loose schedule. I'll post it up in the chat. Just give me a second. I have it on my community. I have it on my Twitter and on my community part on my YouTube channel. Where my new schedule is, but I'll post it up in the chat and pin that there. Just to let you know that this will be my new thing from now on. Just so I don't disturb the neighbors with my loud talking, yapping, excessive yapping. Yeah, that's how this happened actually. And I just need to get more sleep, so early morning streams are going to be kind of probably not a thing from now on unless something changes again. Okay, let's see. Where is this pinned? Is this please tell me it's pinned? Right, hold on. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Friday. These will be my new. Because I can only pin a message. Can't only pin a message like this way. Oh, okay, I have to go to my channel directly to do it. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, that's the only way to do it. As soon as the chat loads, okay, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I'll post it here though. Post it for the starters. That's my news. This is what my schedule looks like. So, just to let you know. Can I play it from here? Yeah, I can actually play it from here. Oh shit! Look at that, dang, son. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's my new schedule. Streaming schedule is gonna be looking like. I streamed yesterday at 2, a little past that time because I got home kind of late and I needed a nap after I got home from a doctor's appointment. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what it's going to be looking like. Hope you guys can see that. Yes, new stream time. Okay, stand up with the chat. Good son, good son. Alright. Okay. So, let's play delay like it's straight in the game, baby. Here we go. Cheers. Have a good fine morning. La 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 la. Dude, I like this. This is my chainsaw sight. This is one of my favorite weapons. Like, my favorite glams here. The weapon. Just turn it up. Wait, Okay. I see 2 chat rate. Wait, is that from me writing something or no? I see like 2 chat message rates and there's only 2 people posted other than myself, but I don't see the. Please tell me it's not someone that's banned from my chat. Did someone get banned? Community moderation. Let's check this. Cause I can't see anything being written. Anyone else? It'll get some misreadings. Or is YouTube not showing the things being written in the chat? Huh. Okay, content. I gotta check on the channel video itself. Yeah. That's our defaults. Shut up. No. Yeah, I'm just checking something here, guys. Get the restrictions lifted. Something weird here going on. Okay. Okay, everything should be working fine. Okay. Sorry, I had to check something. I think the chat rate usually tells me someone's typing, but it's not showing up in the chat, which alarms me a little bit. Concerns me. Okay, I gotta check something. Maybe, what was that, shadow ban, maybe? Is that what's going on? No one's messaging on me to share with me, interact with me. There's no one on at this time, but I can really ask anyone that. There's actually a way I can check. Actually, there is a way. I'll check on my phone. Let me log out of my YouTube on my phone and then try to research my name and see what comes up. I better not have been. This would suck if I was. It seriously would suck because it probably could last indefinitely. People finding me, honestly, popping in the same numbers, but my issue. What the fuck is this? Nope, I'm showing up. I'm not sure about it. Just some weird shit going on with the... I want to check something really quickly here. Oh, man. Sorry, I just checked something. This is the feeling I got. Yo, Michael Maxwell, what's up, buddy? How's it going? I saw you there. pop up. How you going? I'm looking for something on my I'm looking for something on my channel. Oh, I'm good. I'm doing great actually. Doing good this morning. I'm just looking for something on the channel. I'm looking for something on my settings really quickly. It's gonna take a minute actually because usually likes to move this shit around all the time. Although things have been a little bit better over a few years, you know, but usually generally survive. Bro, they always change this shit and they change it too often. Help. When it's help. Hero post. Help, publish. I'm just looking for something here. Content. No. Oh, who's here? No, not community monitor. Well, that ain't son. Okay, hey, do you know, Maxwell, where do I find the list of banned users? I want to make sure that you get, like, because I've seen some comments try to pop up, but then nothing shows up, so I'm wondering if it's like someone hitting me up or trying to hit me if they got banned by mistake or something. Because, you know, I know where it is. Dang. It should be here. I'm not seeing. I think some comments are hidden. I mean, you're able to find it because I'm clearly not. Yeah, I don't know about the ban. They're using AI too much nowadays. It did everything I have expected. AI coffee maker, right? Well, we might have that one day, you know, an AI operated coffee maker, right? I don't honestly see where it is for the content. They probably earned it. I mean, moved it somewhere else. Let's see. Channels. Okay, let's see. Advanced. No. Manage account. No. Feature available. No. I almost want to say it's under permissions, but no. Community moderation. It would have to be here, you'd think. Blocked words, subscribers, moderation, none. All comments with hashtags in URLs for review. Yeah, actually, that I want to do. I think the better. I might as well set that up. It could have been someone trying to drop a link. I tried nothing. I kind of was worried I might have been shadow banned or something because I've been noticing kind of like shit. Like aside from lower numbers, like it's showing chat rate, which chat rate I think I thought was related to active messages, but I'm clearly not. If it is, I'm only seeing your messages right now. That's on Najee's, but occasionally I see it go up to like 2 or 3, and there's clearly like no messages. So I'm wondering if maybe unless I'm reading that incorrectly. Usually I take that as I thought that had something to do with a message being sent or retracted. I don't know. It could be just a spam message. I don't know what it is. So whatever. I can't figure it out now. I want to make sure that just something wasn't janky with my YouTube. That I wasn't seeing everything that's coming in. Got my AI coffee right here, Michael. Hey. I'm AI. I'm not real. Yeah, so if you see the pinned message at the top of the stream, see the pinned message up there, Michael. If you can see it, actually, all of it shows up to you. I've changed my official stream times to 2:30 Eastern time in the afternoon. I gotta do all the other time zones down in there too, but I'm not good at writing time zones. I only know my own. I'm not good at differentiating time zones very well. But I have it. So for now, you guys are gonna have to whatever time zone you're gonna have to do the work on that one, figuring out the conversion, the equivalent of your time zone compared to mine. But I went up there because like well, I gotta keep it down. Talk loud. I got a noise complaint from the neighbor about me being too loud in the morning. So I gotta, for me to really put my full energy into it, like I really want to. Without worrying about that, I have to change my stream times. Unfortunately, the walls here are kind of thin, you know. So that's where we're at on that one. Plus, you know, I'm probably be getting more sleep, and I do generally get a lot of sleep, but I'm noticing my energy levels are changing a little bit, so I have to change that around a little bit. So that's kind of hitting two birds with one stone on that one. But right now, this morning, I'm feeling fine. I can go function. I wanted to stream because I'm going to take generally. Okay, if you ever build an apartment complex, it will have. If I ever build a house, it will. Yeah, dude, it needs a lot of. Yeah, dude, there's a way to do that. I can get like Well, I'm not sure how well they work. That's the thing. One of those foam things you can put on the room, like on the walls. But personally, this sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie, it seems like a pain. I don't know how many would require to effectively muffle these walls to where the neighbor's not disturbed. And also, like, dude, preferably if I could ever have a house, dude, I think we all wish we could have a house built to our specifications, dude. If I ever had that kind of money or have a house built to my specifications, I would have a studio specifically for streaming and recording. We do videos. A small a space, you know, insulated well, but also AC. It has to have airflow, you know. Definitely do that, because I would get hot in there up here, getting hot in those rooms. I would definitely have something like that going on, and it would be my gaming stream room would be all, you know. I'd also, you know, it also function as my man cave too. You know, I honestly want something pretty cool. But if I had the kind of money, dude, don't we all wish we had the kind of money to have a house and let alone a house built in our specifications? That's what I wish I could have, but I mean, presently I don't see myself. I don't have an education, nor do I have a job opportunity presently that can bring in that kind of bank. You know, honestly, I have to be a high position. Honestly, I don't want to think about it too much. It's just kind of like it's a wish I wish I could have, but I don't know how to obtain it. To be being honest here, and I lack certain. Well, I guess I could say it. I never graduated from high school. I didn't drop out intentionally. My parents pulled me out. And they pulled me out because the school was warehousing me. Wasn't expensive anything, and now ain't nobody can afford it. Yeah, exactly. My parents pulled me out of high school because they warehoused me. They basically because I had disability. They literally told my parents there's nothing for me, and they weren't. That was the excuse for not wanting to teach me anything while I was in high school. So I never graduated. So my parents took me out, put me in specialized school in Connecticut, which taught me a lot of life skills. That's why I could live on my own. But because I was pulled out at the same time, I don't have that high school diploma. So I'll probably always be barred. But if there was ever a position, I mean, I would hope not. But if there's a position, that just changes. There's certain positions where you need a GED, even if your GED is not good enough to be qualified for a position. So a real high paid position, right? You would need a diploma. So I'm kind of nerfed on that. Yeah. So I hear. I'm not sure how true that is. I mean, it might be a case by case basis depending where you're working, but like I have a limitation on me, so I can get a GED, which would help. But I think I've heard there are certain job positions if you're even if you qualify, even if you're education-wise qualified, if you don't have the document, you're kind of out of luck. You're not gonna get in. They're pretty particular. I mean, let's be real though. I kind of wish that would change because with the current educational system, how it is, like basically what I've been hearing, how it's kind of falling downhill more and more. Even during my time, it was. Like, are those diplomas really worth anything? Either worth the weight? A lot of places now say they're hiring, but it's only for tax write-offs. Bro. I mean, so they're hiring, so they're not really caring about their fault. I don't know how tax write-offs really work. I mean, how would that work? Is it they're actually hiring, or they just say they're hiring, where they just listed on the paper as hiring, just a tax write-off, well, not actually hiring? Because I think it's, I don't know what you're talking about as a ladder, isn't it? Well, I don't know how that works. I do my taxes every year, but I barely understand how that works. I do it the best I can, though. So I did it recently, a couple of weeks ago. I'm still waiting for my payout, but money come back to me. Yeah, so, yeah, I was chatting a lot here. You know, I'm trusting God for my opportunities because, you know, dude, by all reasoning, I shouldn't have been able to get this place. I got into such this program. I didn't think it was gonna work out. I got a part-time job. I only get a limited number of hours. But I should. The things were. You to get this, dude. The odds were stacked against me. Nothing was coming up, and I somehow the way how this place unfolded was, you know, I guess I was blessed. You know, it's not the best location, but it's a really good apartment. Most units and stuff is program like reduced income level based housing are like absolute garbage. At least the ones I've seen other than this, and everything else beyond that is just is almost unattainable for someone on my level. I have possessed cool things, but those are opportunities to present stuff when I did have the money. But to get an apartment, that's hard, you know. They just say they're hiring, but don't. That qualifies them for a lot of good things. Low interest loans, too. I think. Oh, bro, that is scummy. That is scummy, dude. They got. I feel like no. See, there's got to be a way to verify if they're actually hiring. They need to have a check process rather than people just get like stupid tax write-offs over doing actually not. Oh, that sounds like fraud to me. To evade taxes, dude. We know companies do this, but you know, a lot of companies they'll tie up the system in the legal papers, and they'll tie up the legal proceedings and like they'll tie it up in paperwork and just delays and stuff like they have money that talks and tie it up in the courts. I know this is all practice we all know about, right? It's a lot of wealthy and influential people do this. They'll tie it up. And then until as long as possible, you get nothing. Maybe the statute of limitation expires and they can't do anything about it. They'll tie it up long so no actions are really taken. Or sometimes something does get through and they can't get away with it. But usually, to some degree, there's little no consequences. People like you and me, if we do the same thing because we lack that influence and status, you know, and money, you know, that kind of influence, you know, we kind of end up going to jail, you know. Well, they don't. It's a sucky system, and sadly. I wish they would fix it, honestly. There's a lot of things I wish they fixed. I actually wish they can. I actually wish they didn't. It is rigged. In the same regard, I wish they didn't tax us the way they tax us. You know, like, you know, you pay. Like, I pay tax on every paycheck, and I deliberately set up this way so I don't have to owe a crap load of money by the end of the year, by the next year, right? I'd rather not have to pay out my entire paycheck more than what I have all at once and just be broken and without being able to pay rent. So that was my countermeasure to that, even though we taking home a smaller paycheck each week, on a week-by-week basis, right? But I see that's a smarter way to do it. If you don't want to owe reduce the amount of money, you don't want to owe as much. I would recommend doing it that way. It's annoying, but it's the way. I wish they kind of take a paycheck, they tax on their food, they tax on everything. Dude, there's some things even tax on their Social Security check. That Social Security check is given to you from a taxing system. Only the tax. It's like taxing your taxes, dude. That's stupid. And my state doesn't do that. Well, on a federal level, it might. I'm not sure how the federal level affects my my assistance. Like I shouldn't be saying this. It's stupid. My mom told me to do that when I first started working. Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, no one told me that. No. My first. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. No, it's not my first job. No, never mind. I would. No one ever. Actually, do I owe that tax on my first job? I don't know. I got the tax on my first job. When I got my first job, I didn't know how to do taxes. I had to really. It was hard, dude. I knew nothing about taxes. No one told me anything. Anything about it. Like, dude, like, oh, that's a tax form. You don't need to deal with that. Like, no, I need to deal with that. You know, I pay taxes every year now. It doesn't sound good. I know what I just said. I know I don't want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it. First job, I didn't know how to pay taxes. I'd never done it. No one taught me. No one took the time to tell me anything. I didn't really have much access to the internet. Well, I had access to the internet, but I didn't know what this form I got was, what it really was. Like, no one told me shit. The school system is supposed to teach you to take it from me. They don't. Yeah, they really don't. Dude, my school, like, middle school was okay. I actually excelled in middle school so much that I skipped a couple grades and went straight into high school. When I got into high school, instead of utilizing my knowledge, utilizing everything I knew, they put me in a classroom with autistic kids of low functioning, and I was high functioning. I could pretty much pass me in a regular school, but because they put me in that classroom, I essentially learned nothing. I never graduated. I did the same paperwork every year. Well, it was dull. And then they put me in another school that had even worse issues that didn't help me. Didn't help me even less. Actually, not at all. Didn't learn anything. They just sat me in class and sat in a movie chair all day. That's all I did. Drew pictures or something. They didn't try to teach me. They didn't get proactive at all. I was just considered a lost cause because of Asperger's, bro. Which is high functioning autism, by the way. It's like, but they didn't try, bro. And like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to do. And like, I was screwed over. That's why my parents took me out. They said, you know, this is crap. We're paying for this system that's not teaching him, not trying to, and just saying there's no help for him. Yeah, well, I got jokes from the school system. They were threatened by a lawyer to my parents got in contact with it to pay for my tuition of 2 years in an expensive school in Connecticut, New Haven, called Chapel Haven, bro. Like, they did that. They did that. The lawyer just did a bluff and put his name on the paper, and they caved. Because they didn't want to deal with the legal fallout of what could potentially happen if they said no. That's how bad they screwed up. They knew they screwed up. They were expecting to suffer no consequences. But then, yeah, well, that civil rights lawyer reeled into them. Yeah, funny enough. Yeah, so that's what happened there. So I learned a lot of. That's why I'm gonna live on my own. I'm self-sustainable. I know to manage the best I can by myself. So and I learned that. We're going to school in Connecticut. So, the school system is largely not prepared to properly handle students with disability. They don't know what to do, how to do it, and they don't want to pay the money to train and hire instructors. You see, here's the thing. Largely, yeah, you're true. Keyword is largely on that one. Largely, they don't know. But the problem is the instructors and the people who teach the teachers to teach. Don't teach them to deal with people with disabilities. I think because the system views a lot of people with disabilities as a lost cause. Because they're not capable. It's not that we're not capable. I mean, to a degree, some are very dependent on needing help and special needs. Like, I have a friend like that. Some are like, basically, you know, they have other health problems besides that. They're going to need special needs. They're not going to know. They need someone to constantly watch them. I get that. But the problem is they use that as a blanket excuse on every someone will use it on a blanket excuse to handle every disability, every degree. Actually, independent, I am on the spectrum as well. School was mostly miserable. Yeah, same for me. Yeah. So they did that. That happened. Yeah, that's typical of them. Yeah. They're not able to, but they also, it seems like they don't want to put they work the super to teach teachers and how to teach and all that stuff. Don't want to put in the effort, and I imagine it's something to do with it's just it's actually considered like a waste of time investment. I guess because there's a lot of people that not everyone they should be put out there. See, when I was in Connecticut, those teachers knew how to teach people with disability, knew how to teach us life skills. They taught me something that I thought I'd never get. They taught other students things they thought they'd probably never get. They had different levels of us, high functional autism versus heavier autism, but they had supervised living conditions, but they still were able to sustain themselves pretty well, actually. You can teach them. You just gotta teach them differently. They learn differently. You gotta find that part on that student which kind of anchors the kind of which you can utilize. You use the method there. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And apparently, I think a lot of people just feel like it should be a one-size-fits-all. Not every mind works the same. This is 100% fact. Like, I mean, I don't work the same as others. I suffer on social cues, reading the room, what not to say. Socially, so I suffer on the rate I learn certain things that others might come easier to others, so you know. But it's not that I can't learn them. It's just gonna take a lot harder. Like for me to focus on reading body language and responses and knowing how to read the room. I had the focus when I started this job. I had to hyper focus on those things constantly in order to properly read environments. And you know, I actually got made friends. I made a good relationship with a lot of my coworkers because of that. Because we're not trying, like, it was kind of a little strange, you know, like, misreading me. So I had to focus on it. Now, the trade-off is I have to focus constantly in a state to finally get it, and then rush up on my pick up my my skills on picking up on that stuff regularly. Otherwise, I kind of fall back into the habits of not really properly reading things. Now, some things are hard for me to read. Like, I can't always tell when someone's upset or just tired. Like, someone's saying, "You okay?" I just check, you know, but I check. I try to consider it, you know, like, do as best I can. But, like, that's kind of what happened there. That's kind of what happened there. I've had to constantly hyper-focus on it, but I was able to do it. It just took a while. I have a lot of repetitive compulsions I struggle to control. I used to constantly do things in multiples of 3 or 2, the rhythm or something. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's people that do that. That is a thing. Yeah, I've heard about that. I saw it use a joke in the movie Superstar one time. This guy had like 5 sodas. But I know that's kind of like an exaggeration. To kind of make it, because he was on the spectrum, to kind of make it fun. It's a joke. If you've seen that movie, it was a funny movie. But yeah, no, that's actually a thing. The 5 sodas though was ridiculous. Well, he had like 5 large sodas right on the desk right here. He's like, he would take 5 high times, high. It got increasingly ridiculous to move on. Like at the end of the movie, he kisses the dude. The guy says, "What are you, gay?" He's like 5 more times more gay than you think. Stupid. No, that was funny. I mean, that was kind of funny, but stupid but funny. But yeah, no, I get it. Like the do things. I had a little tick like that for a while, where like I had to maybe close the door of a car 3 or 4 times, or switch the light switch 1 or 3 times. Go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or do something 5, or sort of go not really sort of rhythm, but I did that for a while. I once, when I was young, rearranged the blankets in a large basket again and again and again, and couldn't sleep till I finished the order. I had to arrange things was driving me mad. Huh. Yeah, it does act on you. I've had things like that where I have to do something a certain way. Otherwise, I just can't sleep. Like sometimes I do still do stuff like not like that, but like how am I? Oh yeah, I have to do things in a certain order when I'm at work, and I have to like otherwise it's uncomfortable for me. Or I have to do certain things in a certain order when I go home, or like I'm going to do a stream in the morning. I have to stick to a hyper focused on. I gotta do it. Not me. It's hard for me to adjust to a later streaming schedule since I like streaming in the morning. Keeps me awake. It's actually its functionality too. It's not just the need, but I feel like I don't like breaking out schedule, because if I break off schedule, everything's kind of disheveled a little bit, you know. I'm sure you understand. I mean, it's like you can understand. Just want to stick to a certain set of routine, and when it breaks, it kind of just like, you know, it feels a little uncomfortable. It doesn't feel natural. It feels kind of rough, you know. You gotta do it. Yeah. I'm not nearly as so bad as I used to. Yeah, you kind of, after a while, you can grow out. You can veer out of that. You find better ways to handle it. It can happen. Some people have it their whole life, you know. It's exhausting mentally. Yeah, it will. Like I'm not used to be. I'm not sure it's really autism, but I used to be self-deprecating in a bad way. I would always blame myself for stuff at an extreme more than I do now. The extreme that literally nothing to do with me. Like, dude, let me give you an example. I was so bad at blaming myself for everything that wasn't my fault because I felt bad because it's got this habit of this self-deprecation, calling myself a fault. I could literally blame myself for 9/11, even though I had nothing to do with 9/11. That's stupid. I was in middle school when that happened. I would find a way to hate on myself chronically, right? And it pissed people off after a while. Like, dude, you gotta stop. So I promised to change, and I made a big change about that. I didn't I stopped self-deprecating as much. I still kind of do self-deprecate a little bit, as you probably noticed. I get a little mopey, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be before I moved away to Connecticut. Bro, that was horrible. I was negative in a bad way. The most pessimistic, nihilistic person you can meet. Look, oh boy, it drove people crazy. And I got yelled at. I had to think about how I actually affecting others. So I told one day I came down to this thing. I'm gonna stop blaming myself for things, and I'll try to do better. And the whole class was like, oh, finally he does. You know, it actually changed. My roommate, he said he didn't like me in my first year there. He even said, you know, Phil, you changed in a good way. You said you would change, and you did. Okay. A lot of people can't do that. Like, they say things, but they don't actually follow through. He explained it in a metaphor like this. You ever seen the Medea? Medea had a saying in one of the show Medea, that's comedy. She says, you don't want to be a leaf, you want to be a tree, a branch. A branch changes over time and adjusts and gets better and grows. A leaf just stays the same all the time. You use that metaphor. You're like the branch, the tree, so you're actually growing. It's true, I'm very transformed from how I used to be. And I'm still growing, you know, I'm 37 years old, I'm still growing. But I used to be very self-deprecating, blame myself, it was ridiculous. Like, just, I wouldn't have to have fault or any involvement or anything. I would just kind of think, well, it's probably my fault. It's probably something I did, you know, I'm a fucking asshole, I hate myself, you know, like, I think I got used to that because of, I'm not sure how it's happened, but I know I kind of felt, I stopped doing it until I was happy, but I know I fell back into it when I moved back home with my sisters and my mother. It was my mother's problem. I'm halfway through watching Medea, the Joe's Road Trip. Ah, nice. I haven't seen that one. I've only seen a few of the plays. That's what I've seen. No, I didn't really watch the movies, but the plays, the recordings of the plays are funny. I like those. What is it? I had to, I forget what I was saying. I just forgot. Yeah, I worked a lot. I did a lot of self-improvement, and see, I love my sisters, I love my family, but sometimes they're not always very, very reassuring, and tend to say and do things that kind of hurt my self-esteem, my love for myself, so, and I just feel miserable sometimes. Like, I don't like talking about this too much, but I have talked about it before. When I was living close quarters with them, I fell back into that behavior, and I realized, you know, maybe it had to do with my environment, not so much with just my own personal self-image, but I just felt like I was worthless, and it hurt me, you know, and, you know, I think that's probably why I had that, because it only started back when I went back in with them, and I wasn't always consciously picking up on it, but self-consciously, on a subconscious level, I might have been inflected on it. It was spilling into my conscious more. So, like, even though I didn't know why, it was affecting me and making me hate myself. You know, because I just felt just worthless. You know, like it's how they would talk to me, my sisters. You know, like, you know, how they'd act around me. It wouldn't be good. Even if it wasn't directly towards me. So, like, one of my sisters, it was kind of like, it was hard to be around. It made me feel like it made me feel like I was no good. It made me feel icky. That's probably why it kind of manifested for me just hating myself, dude. Like, you know, this is the thing I want to hold up about. This is how I felt, I think. And I had another sister basically would, you know, I don't want to talk about it really, but she kind of take out her frustration and displeasure with something going on with her on other people, including me. On a regular, actually. Like, there's times I want to have a conversation with her in private, and she didn't want to give me that. And I got mad at her, and she started to fight, and my sisters started fighting each other. It turned to chaos, and I couldn't have a conversation. My mother's completely shut down, not want to deal with any of it. You know, I couldn't have a conversation then. So it was just too drama between my sisters fighting each other, fighting my mother, or fighting me over stupid stuff that I didn't even initiate. They just kind of had their anxiety and had to take it out of me. You know, that's a I really feel this way. I'm not sure they watch these streams. They probably would argue, probably think that I would probably try to deny it. I don't know. Like I want an apology from them. I don't want to hate them. I don't hate them. I just hate how it made me feel and how they made me feel. Like, dude, like it's not good. I'm probably being too generous. Like I could go into a deep dive into what things happened over the years with my sisters, but I don't want to do that. I go with that with my personal friends. I go on that with my close friends more, but I don't go on that. Like, it's actually worse than you think. Yeah. Thank you. I understand my dad had trouble admitting I had troubles. He could be mean. It took him a long time to come to terms with the fact I had difficulty with things that most don't. Yeah, dude, yeah. My dad is calm now, but he used to be mean as hell. Yeah, it's good that people can change as much as they were mean before. Like, you know, going forward from that, I want to know. I think it was a good thing he actually managed to change things a little around. Finally had to kind of humble himself and realize, yeah, I can't do this. I gotta do this. I messed up. Like, you know, some people's pride and their pride blinds them to self-awareness, and eventually they come to that humbling point where they realize maybe they are the problem. I had to do that with my self-deprecating behavior and realize that my negativity was affecting the people around me. Not my family, but with my friends, you know. My family was affected by it too, but they were a direct cause of that, but had lack of self-awareness or wanting to acknowledge at all that they were a big part of that problem. And I couldn't, at the time, I couldn't recognize it as myself or self-diagnose why I had that problem, right? I wasn't aware because I was so used to it that I couldn't. Sometimes the closer you are to an issue, the less you realize that the less you realize that what the problem is. And not until you take a step back from it for a while that you realize all the issues you're experiencing that you went unnoticed or you didn't think about before. It was the same way when I was in an old church, like a church I used to be part of. Now I know, like, there's certain things here with my sister, certain things I realized thinking back that weren't right they're doing, was contrary to scripture and just downright manipulative, right? Now people say all churches are like that, not all of them, some are pretty good, but there's certain ones that have not humbled themselves before Christ and don't treat their congregation well, or just downright just fall off and just stop focusing on what they need to be. I mean, it's such a human nature. People fall off all the time, but the problem is I don't want to be around that, especially within a church community that's just not. The community wasn't the issue; it was the leadership at the time. They kind of said some things he shouldn't have said and did some things he shouldn't have done, and it kind of affected my family. So I'm in a different church now. I'm not in the same denomination my mother and sister are in. I'm in the same. I go to a non-denominational one now. Actually, it's a really. I guess it's well known in the area. I guess, you know, I go there, and I read my Bible, like, personally, for personal use and just, you know, learning with myself rather than just going off the pulpit. Now, the pulpit, they told me always read your Bible yourself, but it was discouraging in the old church to do that because if you came to a different realization, whether you're right or wrong, whether you're right or not, they would say, "Oh no, you're just not understanding properly. That's not how you read it. That's not what it really means." You know, they tell you something like that. They were clearly maybe they're doing it on purpose, or they were misled and taught you wrong because they were misled. They didn't actually know really what they're reading, and they were kind of they're teaching according to a let's say UPCI curriculum, right? So I want to call it a denominational curriculum. That's what I call it. So basically, certain denominations have certain ways of teaching methods, and certain way of preaching methods, and worship methods. But some of the beliefs in dogma, I guess, believing tongues is the manifestation. Well, tongues is a manifestation of the Holy Spirit, right? The speaking tongues. Dogma is the term, I think. Yeah, dogma, exactly. So they believe, the UPCI especially believe that teach Pentecostal. A lot of Pentecostal churches around the UPCI teach that tongues are the important. It is okay. Speaking of tongues, what it is, you look it up. Heavenly tongue is a manifestation of the Holy Spirit. I do not deny that. But it's not the only important one. They try to teach you, well, unless you've spoken in tongues, all these other things don't matter, and you don't have the Holy Spirit, you're not saved. Tongues is not the evidence of saved. It's a evidence, but not the only evidence, and that's where it's wrong. and they will insist on dying on that hill, like some of them on the UPCI. And there's other things that go on. If you look deep dive, there's a lot of things. They'll misappropriate scripture to kind of control their congregation a little bit. Now, I'm not sure if this all comes from ill intent. I think it comes from like interpretations, or basically someone started a while ago, taught it, and spread, and then you get like some that don't. And some people realize it and they change things around. There's some people that left the UPCI. There's some people that used to be. So I mean, I watched David Hernandez. He doesn't teach that same nonsense, right? He teaches, yeah, it is for everyone, but like not everyone will speak in tongues, and the lack of tongues doesn't mean not salvation. You know, lack of speaking in tongues is saying that you're not saved is heresy to say. I gotta go have a good. Are you good? I'm sorry, I didn't like bother you, did I? Are you gonna be okay? You have a good one. Sorry, I'm just going off on a tangent. I'm just telling you where I left and where I am now. That's all I'm going on. I'm not trying to get too deep into this stuff. I'm passionate about it, but I'm not like, are you here? Right. No, battery 1%. Oh shit. Okay, yeah. You get a charge, buddy. Talk to you later. I'll be on later today. 2:30. No. That explains why it's so short. No. Okay, guys, I've been going long enough. Let's queue up for something. Switch over to let's switch over to this, guys. Oh. Miss Frank, that's a terminal. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay, I think it was going. Why is it up here? Why did they change it? Oh my god, guys! They changed the. Did it change the order? Or did I change the order? What did I do? La 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 la. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Everything burns. Let's go. Everything burns. That's all my head. Yeah. Oh, this one. Let's go, guys. 哈哈哈！我讲完了，找到了。OK。啦啦啦啦，啦啦啦啦。Oh shoot! I gotta pay. I gotta pay, guys. I gotta use the bathroom. Be right back. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've just been like chilling out. I was just talking to Michael, but I already hit 1%, so he had to go. I was talking to him in the stream chat, not the Discord. But
Yeah.
I was talking about my. I was talking about why I left the UPCI, but I was also talking about how my autism is the reason my school district in high school why I didn't graduate, because they decided that I wasn't worth teaching, and there's nothing they could do for me because I had it without actually trying to teach me anything. Dude, the educational system sucks. Even it was going downhill when I was young, right? Like they wouldn't, they put you in the brackets. Oh, yeah, we have classes for people. Especially no, it's just an overqualified daycare center. They have low function, they have the high function. You're in there. I would be better off in a regular classroom. I'll be honest, I would have been. You know, but even then, I didn't graduate because they warehoused me, Walker. That's what I was telling Michael. That's what happened there. That's why. But I'm able to self-live my own because of special education I took in Connecticut, which didn't know how to teach. So this capacity to know how to teach people on the spectrum, it's just the major school, a lot of the school district system is not willing to put in the effort to teach teachers how to do it. And a lot of teachers a lot of people just generally give up because they feel like you're a lost cause, you're going to need special needs help all your life. Not all of us do. Some of us can persevere, and I have, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's just, it kind of sucks when they do it too, because, you know, the problem is, even with a GED, if I were to go back and get a GED, it would probably, if I ever wanted to get had an education to get to the level of 1% job, I couldn't get that position because I don't have the diploma. Most jobs would block you, say, nope, definitely not. You know, dude, like I thought I heard years ago. I'm not sure if that's true now, but I could tell you that, like, you know, honestly, I feel like, you know, at this point, the way the education system is falling off is a science diploma really worth documentation on anything worth anything. You know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you know, what they teach you? Nothing. Just a bunch of trash. Like, a lot of times, some will do good, but, like, some do, like, don't really do good like mine did. Like, is that document really worth its salt in anything?
Not really.
Not really. That's what I feel like that's all. I feel like, you know, they should, it's not extreme. Maybe they should lift the limit. Either they raise the bar and fix the educational system, or they just get rid of that whole, companies get rid of that requirement and just look at someone's individual qualifications, capability, and whatever education they do have that proves that it's backed it up. High school, I think, like if a general education bracket like basic public school or whatever school you went to that's part of high school is. If the diploma when they're coming out of the schools is usually worthless, why count it as a negative or a positive if they have an education in something else that's a lot better? GED, at least have a G, you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, I don't know how to articulate this very well. I'm back. I plugged in. What did I miss? Oh no, I was talking to Walker. Michael's back. Yeah, I was talking to Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, I was talking to Walker about what we were essentially talking about. You know, I was actually going a little further and saying like maybe some companies shouldn't put a bar on entry based on a high school diploma having been a must at this point. And I know why some jobs don't. Like, obviously, it doesn't mean someone that can't do the job. You just gotta know what they're capable of. But I guess a lot of people don't want to look at it either way. They just want to say, oh, we have this document. Okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, well, the high school document is it contributes to complete an education that's worthless. Like, why would you even, at this point, might as well either get rid of it or fix the education system. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we need to just fix the education system. I'm being more for that than actually getting rid of the document requirement. But if that's not going to change, then why have that barrier of entry in the first place? If that's just going to get worse and worse, or it's basically the same as not having one. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter, you know. You know what I'm saying, Walker?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the best take. I'm never gonna. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Is about all most people remember. Dude, I don't even know that. Dude, I was ripped off. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you were ripped off.
Nature. I get
I'm telling you now, you were ripped off.
Yeah. Bro. There's stuff I don't know. They can tell, you know, like it wasn't like I can do other things. I can learn these. I can learn like I'm not sure about cellular stuff, but I can learn what is that?
It's basic biology and science in grade school
Actually,
that they don't teach anymore.
Wait a minute. That actually no. I do remember that term. I just forgot what I did remember a certain something about the cell, but it's been such a long time, dude. I don't remember any of that. I know I heard the name mitochondria. I just don't remember how that works. Now that I know powerhouse is cell. I remember there's something about cells and mitochondria is the powerhouse. I remember that. But as far as when I learned it, where I learned it, dude, how that works, I don't remember. Like I said, such a long time, but I'll look it up later. Might as well.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I know cells will split, right? They like amoebas, for example. Is it amoeba or what are they called? The cell that will split into two, they multiply by splitting. That's how they reproduce, or is that most cells?
That's all cells.
All cells. Okay. Yeah, I knew like I don't remember about amoeba.
All cells multipy by
Mitosis, yeah, mitosis is called.
Mitosis.
Yeah. I remember that.
All cells do that. Whether it be blood cells, skin cells, whatever cells, they all multiply by mitosis.
Honestly, my education in middle school was better. I think I learned more than I did anything in high school. But funny enough, like sometimes when I was going through something, the principal would kind of look after me. She let me like snooze in her office because like I was like kind of like having a hard time adjusting to certain things, right? While I was a little kid. Yeah, she's nice, dude. I felt like her grandson. He looked surprised to like me. He looks like me. I mean, that's what I like so much. Cute. Yeah. Coddled. I'm not the word coddled, but you know. She was nice though. Like.
It just is what it is.
A lot of people liked me when I was a kid. I was telling Michael earlier, like, growing up, I didn't like myself. That had to do, I think, a lot with, I told you about Walker, like, what I drove around my physically, they drove me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes you don't even know why you feel, I didn't know why I was always self-deprecating and blaming myself for stuff that wasn't my fault. I was worse than it is now, like, by leaps and bounds worse, right? I've gotten better, but getting out of the house just did one of the things more positive. But I think the problem is, even though I didn't really know at the time or really put the few weeks ago, there was a reason why I felt that way. Because every time I move backward, like I fall back into that behavior, that habitual behavior. And I think it's connected to how like they made me feel. You know, like it made me feel bad at work. It was like at fault for everything. You know, even things that weren't my fault. You know, had no involvement. Dude, it was my self-deprecation. I told Michael, my self-deprecation was so bad. It wouldn't be that far off the mark if I started thinking, even though I know it wasn't true, I would blame myself. I'd probably go as far as blaming myself for like a natural disaster or like a terror attack, you know, like no involvement and stuff like that. Like that's how bad my self-deprecation was. I just find ways to hate myself for anything that would happen. Like I didn't love myself. I didn't. I felt I was making so bad about myself all the time, you know. Like, and you know, the rest of my insecurities themselves and taking on me, or they'd act the same way around me, and that negativity I would go like a sponge, but it wouldn't expel. So I would expel in a bad way, where I just kind of be very self-inflicted, you know.
Yep, it happens.
Yeah. See, it still boggles me why I did that. Like why I reacted that way to that. I don't understand. It might just. It's almost like I didn't know really why I was self-deprecating way myself, but I did. I kind of have it. And I think it was like a subconscious level that affected me, and it's building into my conscious level that affected me that way. Manifest that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a shrink. Well, like, you know, that was I'll tell Michael basically that was kind of thing with me. And I guess because you like, you know, even if they're not so, you know, you don't have to be, I guess you could say it was mostly it's emotional and psychological abuse. Like, they wouldn't mention you were never meant to this. my mother probably say no, that didn't happen. But I sit her down, like, oh, this is a sibling thing. That's not a sibling thing. That's something that you got an issue when you're taking out of people around you. But you know, I just told myself I was gonna forget about it. I mean, not. What I mean is, I can't. It sounds like more omelet because I think about it sometimes, but I'm not going to base my entire identity around it anymore. You know? Nope. It takes a while to heal and stop this cold turkey. My roommate told me that when I stopped it after a while.
Everything takes time.
It takes time to heal. You gotta heal from it too. It's not just like, oh, I stopped. You know? It's kind of like it still leaves a scar. You know? Yep, it will.
I get it. I get that.
I can't hang up. I could go. Sometimes I don't want to get caught on wanting an apology from them. It's enough for their free children. I'm like, yeah, no, this is gonna make it worse. And then they're just gonna dig their heels in. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I'm just gonna. I gotta take what God suggested. I think there's a good reason why God says just somebody you just gotta forgive, because you're not gonna get that apology necessarily. If people are stubborn, they dig their heels in, and you can't take out forgiveness with you. Christians do not put forgiveness in their heart like that. I forgive them, but I haven't fully healed them. Like sometimes I just can't. It does tick me off when they get a certain way around me. So it does. Don't. But I'm not gonna. Like I said, I'm not gonna censor my entire identity, my entire future based on whether they apologize or reconcile. I can't do that because I'm waiting for something that's likely not ever gonna happen. I'm not gonna let that ruin my life, you know? Yep. That's exactly where I'm at. Does it hurt? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. But it is what it is, unfortunately. And that's further. Walk, I'm sure you had to do this too.
What did I do?
Did you ever have to do this kind of decision with people where you realize you just can't? You feel like it is what it is. You want an apology, but you're not gonna beg. You're not gonna get talking about it because you know they just dig their heels in, and you're gonna center your whole future on whether or not they reconcile with you.
Dude, I'm a Gen X. I don't give a shit if somebody reconciles with me or not. You know,
that's what
they can go their way, I can go my way. Just leave me alone and let me be. That's all I care.
I want to still be involved with my family. You know, I don't want to lose all connections with my family. So like I'm alone.
There are members of my family that I haven't talked to in 30 years, and I'm not going to plan on starting now.
You know, someone brought this up. My mom brought this up one time. Maybe you should not talk to your sister for a while. Let them figure it out. You know.
The way I figure it is, you know, if they want to be in contact with me, they'll contact me.
I think one of the things is they don't want me to actually contact them. They want to have that relationship with me, but it did tick me off. I might have to cut them off for a little while to make them guess that. Well, hey, so you did this, and you're gonna get guessing at it until you talk to me and figure out what you did and you acknowledge it. You know, like I mean, it comes to that. I'm hoping it doesn't have to come to that because, like I said, outside of Najee and my cousin Bob, I don't have friends I regularly react to on a personal team physically, right? It's all online. It's tough. You need to
I get it. I completely 100% get it. But, you know, the way I figured is like this, okay? If my family's not going to fight for me, why should I even give a shit that they're there? Because to me, family is not blood. Family is the ones that are there for me.
Yeah, I mean, one time when
blood will betray you every time.
One time I was in the hospital, my sister, I didn't expect her to do this, but she got upset when someone attacked me in the hospital and kept punching against the wall. And by the way, it didn't hurt me. I wasn't hurt. I didn't feel anything. That's a wall. I'm bigger than I don't know. Maybe he didn't hit me hard. I was in the psychiatric center, but he comes like mental. But he tapped me, shoved me against the wall, hit me against the wall. I wasn't hurt. I just kind of just a little discomfort. Like, okay, well, you know.
I just don't have time for people that don't want to be there, you know?
Yeah.
You know, my time is a lot more valuable than
Yeah, you're right.
what they think, because, you know, I don't have a whole lot of time left.
Yeah. How old are you now? You're 50, oh, you're talking.
I'll be 55 this year.
But you have a condition too going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what is your condition that's actually deteriorating your health right now, if you're okay with talking about that stream?
Well, one, I have porphyria, which is bad enough.
What's porphyria? What is it?
Porphyria can take several forms, but I am allergic to the sun.
Oh, right. It's UV rays and stuff, sunlight.
Yeah, like very allergic to the sun.
Yeah, you can't be out there, so there's that. So you're probably not getting but how do you get your V12 though, or is the V12 allergic?
Dude, it doesn't matter what vitamins I take or anything. It literally does not matter.
Well, I know what things that'd be sad when something happens to you like that. Like, dude, I don't know how to cope with that.
Yeah.
Dude.
I will just cope with it the way I've always coped with it. You know, the way I cope with it is, hey, you know what? There's this thing that I do, you know, and it's called not giving a fuck.
I mean, you know, honestly, dude, with what I have, I'm concerned about my health too, my shit going on with everything.
Well, the way I see it is like this, all right? We were never promised tomorrow.
That's true. You go by God never promised tomorrow.
God never promised tomorrow. He did promise you now.
Yeah. Full for the time. Too full for the time. Fuck.
The other way, the other thing I look at is, you know what? We're all going to die.
Yeah.
All of us. Every single one of us.
Yeah.
We don't know when, but we're going to die.
I used to be afraid that I would just die someday and go to hell, but like at this point, like I trust God to know that that's not gonna, and when I die, I pass away. You know, it's gonna suck. I worry about my family, but at the end of the day, I can't prevent that, and I'm just gonna trust in Christ and focus on that. You know.
Well, see, that's just it. Why are you worried about it?
I used to be, because there's so many things I wanted to accomplish. You know, one thing I wanted to do in life, I wanted to, you know, make more friends. I wanted to have a wife, a relationship. I felt like I missed out on a lot, and that's why I was holding on to it. At this point, like I'm worried about my sickness. You know, medical is one thing. I'm worried about what else could happen too. Because it's been like this trend of me one after another, my health being hit. But at the end of the day, I can't help that, and I'm not gonna worry about that. The only thing I hope is that when I die one day, I go and wait. You know.
Well, I'm not worried about it one way or another. You know, if it's my time, then it's my time. Not my time, well, you know, then it's not my time.
I'm less concerned about these
I
days.
live each and every day for that particular day.
Yeah, I'm less concerned about these days too, and I'm trying to think about it too much. And I can't change what I can't change. You can't prepare for the unexpected. Some things will happen. It's just life. It happens.
Yep.
There's life and there's death, and it happens at any moment. That's why it's within a relation with God. You know, you don't promise not promise. You're gonna have a this life only temporary. There's no live forever. And honestly, sometimes say, "Oh, I wish I lived forever." Would you really want to live forever in a mortal world? Think about that.
Exactly, especially when people are just.
Yeah. Not to mention, I just thought, like, you know, I thought about it, you know, imagine, there's some anime that touch base on this too, some shows where characters are immortal and he outlives all his loved ones, only to be the only one left remaining, and then, like, imagine if you live forever, you're the last thing on Earth, and you're there, and there's not a single soul left, and you're the only one there. That is painful solitude. It's not good for a person. No, it hurts to live forever in this world.
Well, the other thing is that, you know, we have to do the best we can.
Yeah, of course.
Alright? And everything else doesn't matter.
Don't. Like, I want to do the best I can to accomplish the best I can just because I just feel like I want to do something in life before my time comes, you know? Like, it's not about some self-glorification on it. It's just I want to a full life, you know?
The only way you're gonna have a full life is to live it.
Yeah, it's how initiating certain things in that life is hard.
Like you know, you want a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't you in one?
I don't know how to initiate that. No one.
Well, you're never going to know how unless you try. I can't tell you how to get to a relationship.
Oh,
Nobody can.
I'm building up my courage to shoot my shot when the time comes. You know.
The only thing is, go and talk to someone, and then once you get to know them and everything else, you like them, they like you. Ask just straight up. Ask.
I guess I've been too afraid to ask and avoid feeling like, okay, that can go well or it can go really bad, right?
What does it matter?
Yeah, as long as I don't end up like some kind of like cop showing like,
okay. So, the wife I have now, right?
Yeah.
I never asked her to go out.
Yeah, you have.
She asked me. My response was, okay. Literally, just like that. Okay. I don't care.
Actually, I could do it. Like,
we were together for 2 years, and then she asked me, she said, "You want to get married?" I said, okay.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, you told me about this. Yeah, I think once I find again someone interested in, I'm just gonna shoot what says, hey, you want to go out sometime? But I want to be able to initiate, like, you know, I gotta build a friendship with them first. I don't know them enough, you know.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't have a very. I basically have a non-existent social outlet when it comes to personal interactions. I only have a couple guys, like my cousin, my friend, and I. That's it. And you know, no women. So, it's kind of like, you know, I know what they grow, yeah, come on.
I get it. It's just that, you know, I don't care, and it's, you know, pretty obvious to people that know me in person, that it doesn't matter what they're going to say. It doesn't matter about their feelings. I don't care about your political beliefs. I don't care about your religion beliefs.
Oh yeah, I don't care about the political beliefs as long as they're not like an unhinged psychopath about it, you know?
The way I see it is, if you're going to bug me about it, you don't deserve my time.
Yeah, dude, I don't.
You know.
I mean, for me,
literally that simple for me.
I mean, for me, I'm, you know, Bible, God commands, Paul said this, you know, if you're gonna marry someone you're equally yoked with, and, like, it's also a fellow believer, light as opposed to darkness, blah blah blah. Now there are certain nuances to that. We know if they're both fresh converts and neither one you're face, you come to face afterward, you can. It's just when you go pursue an actual relationship, you don't want to. Someone in the face doesn't want to. It's best not to pursue a relationship with someone. You can, but it's advised not to pursue a relationship with someone who is complete opposite and you're not equally yoked with. You know, like because that can become a tension point in the relationship. Like raising a Christian, marrying an atheist, that atheist is going to be very adamant, probably mad at the fact that you're attending a church. You know, because they're completely set of moral guidelines or whatever they believe in. Like people say that doesn't matter, but to some degree it does. You know. Now, it doesn't mean like if you're married to someone already, it doesn't mean divorce them. No, of course not. It doesn't mean that. Like, there's certain particular ways of going about doing it. It's not like cut and dry, right? Well, like preferably, I'd like to marry someone who's also a person of faith, so I can avoid that tension, right?
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, it doesn't matter, but it can actually put a lot of strain on a relationship. Because the two different set of beliefs that clash with one another. Like atheism clashes with Christianity a lot because one believes in God while the other rejects the entire idea of a God, and both can be very volatile towards one another. You know?
Yep.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's basically not a good mix generally.
I just don't prescribe to a lot of things, you know. There's no reason for me to.
I want. Like, honestly, you know, you got them hit the nail on the head. I want to date a woman that, you know, likes video games too. Not like a full-on streamer, gamer girl. I don't care if she's streaming. As long as she's not like, I don't know, like, giving herself to an OnlyFans or something on the side. We're not doing that. No, definitely not. Or like just doing
you don't want to do
things.
that.
Yeah, no, I don't want too many party packs. But I do want someone who likes games and understands them, so that it's not like a weird thing to them where they're like uncomfortable with me. You know, like
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you this right now, okay? I'll tell you what I look for in a woman.
All right, it's here.
All right, someone that respects me for me.
Same here.
All right, and respects themselves.
Yep.
All right. If you're going to sit there and tell me, oh, well, I'm not going to date you, you know, because you don't have the means to take care of me, okay, get the fuck out of my face, gold digger. Because that's what they are.
Oh yeah, the ones that basically they're
they're going to sit there and they're going to sit there and try to tell you that you can't take care of them. Oh, why can't you take care of me?
Oh,
for
dude,
a
I've heard. Here's a better one. This is what they usually say. Here's what they'll say. Oh, baby, I'm expensive, dude. You're expensive? No, you're not.
You're expensive. You're high maintenance. Guess what? You're not for me.
Dude, I went on a dating. I went on a dating site. What's it called?
Here's the
Place.
thing.
This girl streaming on there. She's staying with the guys. I'm like, no.
Here's the way I look at it like this. If you're concerned with material things, I have no time for you. You know, it's that simple. If you ask me what I bring to the table, get away from my table.
Yeah, right. Get away from my table.
Because I bring me. That's what I bring.
Yeah, it's not
you can't
all
accept me for who I am and what I am and how I am.
Brim told me this. Brim told me this way. A relationship is not. Some people try to make a relationship like it's not to be 50-50. It's not 50-50, it's 100-100. You're 100 for them, they're 100 for you. You're respecting other. Yeah, it's not this, oh, give or take, truly transactional, right? It's not the 50-50 nonsense, you know.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
It's like,
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to be with someone and be like, oh, I just, you know, I get it. You know, like money is important if you want to sustain yourself, especially if you're going to have a child. You know, you need to be bringing in a lot of money to kind of sustain her, the home, the kid. You know, you need to be responsible, right? Yeah, I get it. Well, some of these people like out there, especially some men like they're probably male version of gold digger too, honestly. Well, they'll stick. Their only honor thing is the money. They'll only stick as long as the money's there. And as soon as the money dries up, lessons, here they are like going with some other guy, or flirting with some other guy. Oh, I just feel like I can get a lot more. Like, dude, that's a red flag. Well, if they're using terms like I'm expensive, you can't afford me, you don't want them.
Nope.
No, it goes to anyone. Like, I would say the same to women. This guy, he's clearly just kind of doing that at some level. Like, if he's on that level, he's doing that shit. You gotta watch out for these signs. You gotta watch out. You know, don't walk into that.
Yeah, well, the way I see it is, you know, I don't want you taking care of me, okay? But I do want you to be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, because if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to take care of me? If you don't love yourself, then how are you going to love me? You know, somebody that's always sitting there talking about, oh, my problem this, my problem that. Everybody thinks I'm ugly. Who cares what everybody else thinks? You know?
Yeah, I think, wait.
And if you got a dating profile, no, bye.
Yeah, it's not a side. I mean, I have.
Because you're not looking at the right things, you know.
I'm on
100% of the time. Okay, I'm not going to say 50% of the time, 90% of the time. I'm going to say it flat out. 100% of the time. If a woman is worried about their dating profile or whatever else, they're lying to you right from the get-go.
Me, you know? I've used a few dating profiles, deleted them. The only one I've left is on the Facebook dating. I don't even use it. I'm like, I try to give it up on it.
For instance, you know, I mean, I had an ex who literally sat there and tried to create a dating profile while in a relationship with me. Okay,
yeah,
look, you get in a relationship with me, you delete that shit.
Yeah, you know.
If you're married to me and you have one of those, you will be getting papers.
Oh Jesus! Of course, yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. No, you don't. No, that's cheating. They're already training you.
It's like I told my wife when we first get together. You know, you cheat, you're out. You don't want to be here, you're out. I'm not going to fight for you. You know, because if you're feeling like that, you're not worth fighting for anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you're feeling like that, then it's all is lost anyway, as far as that goes. So, you know. And if I go for your phone, for instance, and you won't let me look at your phone, no, you're getting papers.
Well, it depends on it. I mean, I get it. Like, well, yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't want a woman just looking through my phone every day, like she's always like. There's a certain amount of.
Well,
degree.
it depends. I mean, you know, if somebody's going to sit there and want to look at my phone because they want to look at my phone, fine. You know, you want to go exploring in my phone, go exploring in my phone. I don't care. But if you're looking for evidence, you're going to find it.
You've come.
Because I talk to women
wearing
all over the world.
You talk, but don't speak.
Yeah. I'm not going to meet up with them. Now, I've met quite a few women. Was it for cheating purposes? Absolutely not. You know, I've got contact. In fact, I've got more women contact than I have male contact. My best friend is a female. And I talk to her every week. You know, and it's like this. If somebody wants to get jealous because of that, then I have no time for you. You know,
I mean, you
trust me or you don't trust me. If you don't trust me, why are you here?
Yeah, your wife clearly trusts you. She knows that. You know?
Not all are warriors, but they will.
I told my wife, look, what I say, go.
Kill
this is fine
and survive and so
right?
forth.
If you got a problem with that, you can talk to me about it. But the minute you start making demands, get out.
Well, yeah, there's a fine line between cautious and just downright paranoid. You know? Like this.
Yeah, like, you're right. But the thing is, though, if you're too busy being cautious instead of trusting the person that you're with, you're going to get burned every time.
Yeah, there was someone I can't think of, I don't want to go over, but they had a daughter who would constantly frequently look through their boyfriend's phone like cheat, even though he's never cheated. That shit and he's really abusive and like throw shit over like the slightest nothing to do. He should have left her and get mental or something. But like I think they gotta look for the 3 apartments with damaging the walls, throw shit until it's getting ballistic. And she's paranoid of him, like crazy, like always assuming every person just was gonna cheat on her because it wasn't. Give me
of a physician.
Oh, stuff you mentioned. You
One
know?
who saves lives should be reluctant to die.
Even today, you know. Now, I've been married for almost 6 years now. All right, and my wife still won't raise her voice at me and yell at me. Why? Because you're jeopardizing the relationship. Because I'm not going to sit there and be treated like shit, just like I'm not going to treat her like shit. You know? Yeah. And the other way, you know, a lot of people are not like this. I wish that they were. You know, if you've got a problem with my wife, you will take it up with me.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to get into it with my wife, you got to take it up with me. If you lay your hands on my wife, you forfeit your life.
You only want him to the ground.
Yeah, I will put you under the ground.
Yeah,
you know, I'll put you in the center of the fucking planet. I don't care.
Dude, that's most people want to do that. If you lay hands on a girl like that, oh, you're dead.
I don't care who you are. You can be female, you can be male. You lay your hands on my wife, now you got to deal with me. You know, I don't care. Because coming after my wife, that's my queen. That is my jewel. All right.
That's your heart.
You fuck with her, you're fucking with me.
That's your heart.
You fuck with me, you're not going to survive that. I'll burn you down.
I don't think I would never want to raise my hand against a woman, but I'm not a woman fight with a woman going after my woman. You know. I'll do what I have to do. You know?
It's like this. All right. I have no qualms about pulling a trigger. In fact, I just did it the other day. That's why I haven't been on.
I just mute the mic for a second. I don't know what they're talking about. So. Yeah, I had to mute the chat for a second because I don't know how. Yeah. So, that's what happened.
Oh, you've overburdened the system. No matter. It served its purpose.
Dude, I had a similar story with my dad, you know. Yeah. Dude, like, okay. Let me unmute you. I muted you for a second because I didn't know what you were gonna say. I don't mean in a bad way, Walker. I have to be more careful with channel lately. So. No, I'm not. Look at
a prison of sinister repute. I need not compel them to fight.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, it's like the other day, people found out really damn quick, alright, that my gun is a very...
You shouldn't send your dog after you like that, dude. Well, there's similar experience. Bro.
These are loyal executioners. They shall deal appropriately with criminals. Your sentence is death.
Yeah.
How long can you fight?
The mic. Yeah, yeah, so.
Criminals may run, but they cannot escape.
Yeah, Dante told me a story years ago. There was a guy who sent his dog after him, so it was funny how to attack him and rip him apart. And my dad punched the dog in the nose. I think he had a small knife and he got him in the nose and ran away. And he yelled at the guy that sent the dog after the rip and attacked him. He said, "You fuck, you're an idiot." He did that because he thought it was funny. That's why the guy did. Really. Dude, people are stupid. You don't have your dog randomly attack you, you crazy mother. Ugh. This is a goal. Yeah. Wait, you killed the other dude too? Jesus. What's this? Wait, his dog killed him? What was the guy's damage that he wanted to do that to you though? Or did you just think that because it was funny? You don't want to talk about it, man. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Ooh.
higher. Good. I bid you continue on.
I don't know how you keep getting away. I'm surprised they haven't tried to put you away permanently for like this shit, you know. They can't legally do it in their state. Like, that's the Do these dudes do this because you're tough? Are these dudes trying to do this because you're like tough and they're trying to prove
from
a
an
point like
age
the tougher?
rife with death.
Like, you know, 6-man contest,
The desperation will serve well. The enemy is at the gate. To arms, good soldiers, protect your kingdom.
I'm a gentle giant. I know. Throwing away around. You don't have to. Uh-huh.
Very well. If one by one they fall, I'll send them all as one.
Yeah.
Recall the anguish you felt when you faced death, and rise. Rise to defend your nation, your people, and your loved ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
An amalgam of memories. Let us see how it fares.
Yep.
It is the midst of the storm surge.
Yep. See you, Michael. Have a good one.
Countless lives are lost in the senseless conflict. The war swells in scope and intensity.
Take care. Not kidding. You're gonna take care of it. You're gonna take care of your neighbors if it causes a problem. It kind of like.
The bombs rain down without pause or mercy.
Yeah, right.
The spark of life is dimmed with every blinding flash.
pretty blunt about it. I told you I wasn't intimidated when I first met you. I mean, still a little intimidated, but you know. Yeah.
Death is everywhere, pillaging the promise of the future.
Speaking of which, you know, us guys, sometimes we're not having a bad day, but we're not thinking of anything, but the women that are alive would be like, are you okay? Are you okay? They try to interrogate you, get to the bottom of whatever you're thinking about. I'm not thinking about anything. We're not all... yeah, some women do that. Some women do that when we're going through something. They can't handle it, and they kind of turn it back on us, and they feel like they can't handle it, and we're doing something like piss them off, you know? Like, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep, 100%. Yep. But at the end of the day, you don't choose. Yeah, at the end of the day, I can't choose their choices for them. That's their whether they want to live that way or not. Well, I mean, the choice comes down to like the action that comes with it, not just feeling that way, right? Like I don't. Oh no, I'm talking about when it comes to the invocation of sin related to that. Like, some part might struggle with those kind of emotions. But then, as long as I don't think they're sinning unless they're indulging it, like actually acting on it, right? But yeah. Hmm? Yeah, you set the boundaries. It's fine, dude. I have friends like that too. They know I don't agree with it. I tell you, yeah, I don't. But I'm not going to tell you how to live your. I'm not going to tell you how you're to live with it. I'm not going to disrespect you for it. I'm not going to treat you like any less than you. I'm going to treat you the same as I treat anyone else. You're a friend. You're good. You don't have to agree on every single life stance, moral code to get along, to be around someone. But in this day and age, we're all about, oh, well, you need to agree on. They don't say it, but the quiet part they're not saying is we need to agree on everything. Because if we don't, then society can't function. We need to kill those people that don't agree with us, dude. Come on. I just did, yeah. No, it ain't. Well, I mean, oh yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, God does to warn us to be mindful with our words, right? But not be a fool with our words. Yeah. 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 No, see, I don't feel like it's a good thing to have federal regulated speech accepted and rejected speech. That's stupid, right? But I think the only one who regulated that is God, but he still gives the right to choose to say that stuff, but where it's frowned upon. He doesn't like it, you know. Yeah, well, you're not gonna be a jerk like that. No, you're not going to. Yeah, right, exactly. I think I might be. I mean, maybe this is. I'm not sure if this is. Like I said, I don't interact with enough people on a personal to really, or even online enough to really get a general consensus about the general idea about this very well. But I've heard people say people respect. I would hope people respect more the people that are flat out front about what they're about, what their beliefs are, rather than rather than just tooting around the issue and not being honest with people, you know, and kind of being like, oh, like, you don't want to. You shouldn't cater to, you shouldn't be, it's good, you want to restrain yourself a little bit, but you can't, like, censor yourself to the point where, like, you just feel, oh, I want to set together. Like, you know, like, I think people honor honest, people want honesty, you know, you gotta be less honest, you know, they not like everything. I have a friend recently found out he has a, I'm not gonna say, I don't want to gas them, argue light him up, right? But he has a certain viewpoint I don't agree with. It's really bad, but I know why he has that view, right? And I didn't want to diminish the severity of what he went through. It's not a right view, but I understand it, you know, and why he has it. It's attached to a trauma. Let's put it that way. Yeah, dude, it's attached to a trauma. Something that's done to his mother. Like, you know, yeah, right. Like everyone knows what that means. Don't you mean based at this point? Exactly. So this person has this viewpoint, and I've said before I can tolerate certain, like, he's a friend. I do have that bias. Anyone else, I probably would be like, nope, no thank you. But he even said, he acknowledges, yeah, it sucks that I feel this way, but I can't help this way. I just look at them as dirt. No, I say I don't like it, but like I'm not gonna stop being your friend. I mean, I've been friends with you for years, and he has that viewpoint based on trauma. It's hard. I know it's not really something you should really do. I'm not defending his viewpoint. I'm defending him on a. First of all, I don't want to rail into him, because some people have certain experiences. Like, they could grow up in neighborhoods that are very, just weren't friendly, you know, and they get this viewpoint of others based on a jaded perspective, and it sticks with them after a while. Especially at a young age, it's going to stick with them for a long time. You would hope it changes, but they just don't have the distrust for others based on that personal experience of what happened, and they don't want to open themselves up to that again, and they just kind of festers into this anger towards those people, you know? Like, it's sad. It's not right. It's not right. It's not fair that to people that are within that demographic that feel that way about it feels bad to be looked down upon. And I don't like how he does that. He feels that way. So he doesn't act. He didn't do it to any of my friends, right? But he views certain people a certain way. I don't want to say the word, you know what it is, but he has a view based on a trauma, and I don't want to pretend like that doesn't matter. I don't like the outcome, but I don't want to hurt him, you know? He's one of my closest friends. I love him very much. I don't know his contact, dude. Like, this dude was like, I've come across some people. Like, you know, you gotta understand, at the end of the day, we're on this big ship called Earth together. We have to realize we're gonna have to live with each other, whether we like it, whether we like everything about it, agree with each other or not. We're stuck here, you know? And so we're stuck here until Judgment Day, and that's just how it's gonna be. It's just. Yeah. There's a lot of big issues going on with that right now. What do you say to that? Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, no, because even if there is some silver lining to something like that, there's too much shit in it that it's gonna. It's what it does online what it enforces. That's the problem. Like it's everything else. I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, bro. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. I was listening this off a, I didn't understand it. I was just guessing it. Sorry, I got calm down. Yeah, and if it's a melting pot where everyone get together, why would you initiate Sharia law, which goes against that very idea? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta end the stream because almost time.
I pulled up even our documents of defection from Britain.
Yeah.
And it was Jesus is mentioned in all of them.
Yeah.
Christianity.
Yeah, I know. People try to cover up, pretend like we're not. Well, try to debate the whether or not we're founded on it or not. Like if they try to change history. Hold on, I gotta end the stream because I gotta get ready for work and get dressed, but I'll still be talking to you.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go to bed. Yeah, I've got some stuff to do tomorrow, and I really want to be awake for it. You know.
Understandable. Right, I'm gonna be doing this 2:30 stream in the afternoon when I get home. I already did my grocery shopping yesterday. Yeah.
Well, you see that's iffy for me sometimes. So sometimes I'll be there, sometimes I won't, and it's because I have a lot of things going on and a lot of things happening in the afternoons.
I got a question. So we've all pretty much, except for me, we've all been pretty much taking an extended break from 14 for a while. While kind of content running has been kind of dead, you know, not very much anything going on.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just taking a break.
Yeah, as long as I'm
playing No Man's Sky. I'd like to play some other things.
I want us all to get back on sometime in the near future until we can just do something, you know?
Yeah.
Content or no content.
Until they fix them. I'm telling you right now, okay? Final Fantasy 14 is dying.
I noticed. Ultros is dying very badly too. Like I think it's...
No, it's not just the servers. It's the entire game is dying.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And... it's because, one, cheaters everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, there's cheaters. And it's like, wait.
You can't report them anymore.
What's going on? Okay.
You're saying you can't
You're
report them
sitting
anymore.
here, you're getting all of the best gear, doing all of this. I watched one the other day on stream, mind you. Okay, on his stream, he went up there and knocked out an ultimate by himself. He soloed an ultimate.
You can't do that.
Exactly. Nobody can do that. So how did he do it? And right there, live on stream, banned. You know, they're using these third-party programs that gives them the upper hand in the gameplay. And that is wrong. And it's tearing the game up for everyone else. So the game is dying. Nobody wants to be a part of it with that stuff. PvP is nothing but a cheap freaking free-for-all.
Yeah, you said there's no way
you got people that are playing the markets to ruin it for everybody else.
Aren't they rolling out?
You know,
you're saying this, or someone's saying this. They're gonna be rolling out mass bans for people that have like hundreds of accounts or hundreds of. They're monopolizing the housing market.
They're doing it. They're actively doing it.
Doesn't have to do with people botting the housing market though, or is it because I heard there's no actual?
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it on the housing market. They're doing it on the market.
So they're deleting
a lot of stuff, man. There's people that have been banned from the market where all their stuff that they had for sale is now gone.
So are they banning active accounts or people that are botting from Ultra too?
They're banning active accounts for it.
So they're actually doing that. Okay.
Yeah, they're doing that, dude. Most of the people, I will say this, most of the people are the accounts that are controlling all these bots.
Oh, that's why. Okay, then that's
most of them.
Because I was reading up,
I'd say probably about 70% are people that keep putting bots into the system. 70%.
Oh, so basically
the other 30% are doing it on their own. You know, screwing everything up, and they're actively getting banned for it.
Are they? Is what they're doing has always been against the rules? Or are they just like what they're doing?
Yeah, it's always been against the rules, but nobody ever enforced it. Now they're enforcing it. But at the same time, you know, the people that are left doing all that stuff are still alienating all the other players.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play.
Yeah.
You know, I'm spending $30 a month on this game that I don't even want to play.
I'm imagining that the overpopulation of Ultra. Say I'm in Limta, but I'm in the major cities. But I could tell you what, compared to what it used to be, even in the active hours, there's not many people on, and you got the servers are still listed as congested. So
that's
for the bots.
Well, yeah, congested is because of all these fucking bots.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they got to get rid of
or
that.
People up here that's got 20 accounts, you know, or 20 different characters across a couple of accounts or whatever else, you know, just so they could try to control the housing.
Wait, I heard that
you know, and here's the part that got them caught and got them in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, these people were buying up all these houses, right, and then turning around and giving it up. They'll invite people. They'll create this this guild, right, or the free company, and what they'll do is everyone will leave the free company so that other person gets the house for a price.
Oh.
You know, you go and you spend $45 million on a big house, right? On a large house, right? Well, somebody wants that. They're going to charge you 60 or 70 million for it, and then you join their thing, and they all leave, and you've got the house. Well, the problem is it's an FC house. You can't really do much personal on that. Okay, and now you've got one person in an FC in control of a house. All right, they don't do nothing. They're barely on the game even.
I imagine I've heard there's ways that some people. You said it's 70% versus the Western bots, right? The 70% bots.
The 70% includes the bots.
I'm assuming the
includes
ones
the people doing the bots.
I was reading up like if you're paying per account, there isn't like they can't just ban you if you're not doing that.
The fuck they can't.
I was reading some of this, right? I'm not sure what
dude, if you're paying for an account and you break the rules, they can take your fucking account from you.
No, what I mean is if they're paying, like say if they're paying an account using it, if they're getting, if they basically got it to where they're not paying for an account, yet they got an active account, like they're hacking it, you know, like breaking in and doing shit like that or stealing, like they can probably ban them for that. But if they're not breaking the rules and they have multiple accounts, they can't actually get banned for that.
If you're not exploiting the system or anything like that, let's just say I have a character on Ultros. What if I want an alt on Ultros?
Yeah.
Okay. I can totally do that.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem is these people that have all their alts on the same server and all of them are buying up land, preventing anyone else from getting it, and they're all doing it in a particular area. Let's just say the Goblet, for instance.
Yeah.
You got one person in control of an entire ward.
Oh, well, I think I heard something about that. You can't do that. Yeah.
No, you can't do that. And this is what's been going on for the past few years.
Yeah, so I got a question. If they successfully get off the they're not going to get off, let's face it. If they successfully permanently find a way to block all these, multitude of these bots and free up space in the server, does that mean we'll get fresh blood coming back into Ultros and we'll have more of a player base active? It should.
If you can salvage what's left of the people that have been alienated, yeah.
I would hope so. They'd have to make
and that's going to be very, very hard. They're going to have to come up with something very spectacular to bring people back in.
They better. I think that might be why the OCP was entertaining the ideas of a second realm rebirth. Not the trash the whole existing game and just dropping a meteor on it. But like, I think he's talking more about was it Happy brought this up, but I think he's right about this. When he said entertain a realm rebirth, that could have even mistranslation, or he meant just kind of a complete overhaul of the systems rather than an actual complete rebuild, right? And do something different.
If you want my honest opinion, what they need to do, they need to nuke 14.
Nuke it?
Just nuke it. Done. Come up with another game that's, you know, like 16, for instance, okay? 16 is a pretty good game, all right?
It is.
But they need to make it like 14, you know, where a whole community, you know, of players, like MMO, they need to do that, but, you know, look, the graphics in 14, for what it is, it's way too intrusive on your system, and you're not getting the whole the 3D experience like you should. You know, it's just a dying game, man. They're running out of ideas.
They are. That's what they copy and paste a lot. Well, I'm personally hoping they can salvage it and actually make it really good and do something really good rather than having to nuke it. Personally, I don't want to lose. I like 14. I really love it.
But at this point, I'd just soon move on to a different game.
I mean, if that comes to pass and that happens, I'll have to move on to a different game. But I preferably would not want a nuking of the entire game. Like, yeah, shut it down. No, I would hate that so much, dude. I love this game.
The thing is, I'm paying $15 a month per account, and there's mine and my wife's accounts. Well, okay, so there's $30 a month coming out of my pocket, and it's like, what am I paying for? A house? That's pretty much it. I have a house.
I have 2 accounts apparently somehow, but I only pay for 1. Well, I have a profile. Sorry, it's not an active account. It's a profile.
Right. Profiles are different.
Yeah. So I play on 1. I think they should change the system. Okay, remember how DC Universe did this? Maybe this would be bad. I don't know. Where like you can play free, but you have to purchase. You can get the other content, but you have to purchase them individually. And but if you pay a subscription, you get everything. Like, why can't we do that? Or is 14 too big?
And you see, that's what's going on. I mean, when you have a subscription to Final Fantasy 14, the only thing that you're paying for, okay, there's a couple things. You're paying for the ability to get a house, and that's not guaranteed, which is a real problem. You know, you need to have at least a guaranteed house. You know, you're paying for the ability to have 2 retainers, okay, and you're paying for the ability to have more money in your pocket, and you can start a free company and be a part of a free company. You know, that's literally the only thing you're paying for, and you got to weigh, is that actually worth the amount of money that you're paying per month?
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's not worth it. So they need to go down to like $6 a month. You know, or give us something that is exclusive to people that have subscriptions. You know, something very valuable in the game, and something that affects playability. You know, like if you want to do dungeons, the only way you can do them is subscription. Something like that. You know, you need something like that going on. You know, that way people that have a free account are stuck just running around doing nothing. As it should be. You know, like you can't even go into the housing market. You can't even have a friends list. You can't be in a party or anything else unless you have a subscription. That would be worth it. You know. But no, you're paying every month and you're not getting your money's worth out of it. This is why it's a dying game.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm still gonna stick with it until its end.
Yeah.
You know, at this point.
Not me. Not me. I'm taking a break and seeing what they come up with. And if they can't, I'm telling you what, Beastmaster better blow me away, because if it don't, I'm done.
Yep.
It better blow me away. You know, I've been with this game for far too long just to throw it away, but, you know, and I have hundreds upon hundreds of dollars spent on this game just in subscriptions alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I don't do multiple service accounts. I just do the one. That's all I need.
Yeah, I'm just, well, I've got to take care of mine and my wife's. So,
All right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, remember, I'm the only one bringing money into the house.
Yep.
So, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to the point to where they better start wowing me, or I'm going to start wowing my way back over to WoW. You know, because I used to play WoW too, but you know what? I don't want to go to WoW either. So I think I'll just go play Guild Wars 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, something's got to give, man. Besides that, I kind of miss my char anyway. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to bed.
All right, have a good one. Take care.
Good night.
Good night. Alright guys, I got it in my stream at this time. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Stay safe. Have a good one. And we'll see you later today at 2:30 Eastern Time. If all goes well. See ya later.
Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no